Politics. Part theatre, part circus, part, well, something else entirely. Today, we're diving into some of the sharpest, funniest, and most brutally honest quotes about politics. And trust me, they still hit home today. Politics is the art of looking for trouble, finding it, misdiagnosing it, and then misapplying the wrong remedies. In other words, politics is a comedy of errors, where the cure often makes the disease worse. He who seeks equality amongst unequals seeks the absurd. Not every situation can be flattened into equality. Sometimes it's just trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Perron had a wise saying, "In politics, you can recover from anything except looking like a fool." Mistakes? Forgiven. Scandals? Survived. But trip over your own shoelaces on stage, and you're finished. There is a thin line between politics and theatricals. Debates sometimes feel less like governing and more like opening night at the theatre. Politics is the art of postponing decisions until they are no longer relevant. Translation: wait long enough and either the problem goes away or explodes. Politics. Poli, a Latin word meaning many, and ticks, meaning blood-sucking creatures. Sometimes you don't need analysis, you just need Robin Williams to sum it up. When you give food to the poor, they call you a saint. When you ask why the poor have no food, they call you a communist. Charity is applauded, but challenge the system, suddenly you're dangerous. A politician needs the ability to foretell what will happen tomorrow and then explain why it didn't. Politics, where crystal balls never work, but excuses always do. Everything is changing. People are taking their comedians seriously and the politicians as a joke. Funny thing is, that feels more true today than ever. Politicians are like diapers. They both need changing regularly and for the same reason. Twain had a way of cutting through nonsense, and sometimes through your gag reflex. Political language is designed to make lies sound truthful and murder respectable, and to give an appearance of solidity to pure wind. Orwell reminds us, words aren't neutral, they're weapons. The most successful politician is he who says what the people are thinking, most often in the loudest voice. Volume beats wisdom every time, or so it seems. Bad politicians are sent to Washington by good people who don't vote. Democracy only works if people show up. Silence is still a choice. The magician and the politician have much in common. They both have to draw our attention away from what they are really doing. Politics, after all, is the oldest magic trick: misdirection.
My choice early in life was either to be a piano player in a whorehouse or a politician. And to tell the truth, there's hardly any difference. Truman's comparison is brutal and funny. Both jobs, in his view, require playing to an audience, keeping people happy, and making compromises that might not sit well with personal dignity. It shows that even politicians themselves often see the profession as morally slippery. The ability to change one's views without losing one's seat is the mark of a great politician. Udall highlights political survival skills, adaptability disguised as conviction. A great politician isn't necessarily one with principles, it's the one who can reverse course without paying the price. Flexibility becomes an art form. It is hard to imagine a more stupid or more dangerous way of making decisions than by putting those decisions in the hands of people who pay no price for being wrong. Soul cuts deep here. Politicians often gamble with policies where the consequences fall on the people, not on themselves. It's a warning about accountability. Power without cost invites recklessness. Politicians never accuse you of greed for wanting other people's money, only for wanting to keep your own money. Sobran exposes a double standard. Taxation and redistribution are painted as noble causes, but trying to hold on to your own earnings. That's selfish. It's a clever reminder of how language is weaponized in politics. For a politician to complain about the press is like a ship's captain complaining about the sea. Powell nails the relationship between politicians and the media. The press isn't optional, it's the very environment politicians operate in. Complaining about it is pointless, like sailing while wishing away the waves. Talkers are usually more articulate than doers, since talk is their specialty. Another shot from Seoul. Politicians thrive on words, grand speeches, endless promises, while those who actually do the work often go unnoticed. Politics rewards rhetoric more than results. He knows nothing, he thinks he knows everything. That clearly points to a political career. Shaw, as always, delivers with biting sarcasm. Confidence without competence is a deadly mix, and yet, it's often the very thing that gets someone elected. In politics, certainty sells better than wisdom.
So, whether politics is theatre, comedy, or magic, it's clear one thing hasn't changed. The jokes often feel like the truth. Which of these quotes hit you the hardest? Drop your favorite in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom with a twist.